Hello, all of you wonderful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Starlight New Dawn, Chapter 2, Episode 12, Oran Grove, the Scarlet Mystery, Part 7. We'll go ahead and begin, as we usually do, with introductions, beginning with Taldarius.
Hello, I am Taldarius, and I will be the storyteller for Starlight New Dawn today. I will be playing the allies, the enemies, and everything in between. As for the question of the day for our party, if you had to play or compete in a game, would you prefer that it be an individual solo game like a carnival game? Or would you prefer that it be a team game like sports?
Alright, off to you, Amos.
Hello, I'm Werenimal, and I play Amos the Growlithe. And for the question, I'm all for team games. I wanna do some shit with my homies.
Argus.
Sorry, I don't know the order.
Alphabetical.
Oh.
He arranged
Hi,
them alphabetical on screen.
Hi, I'm Aurum, and I play Argus, the scaredy cat, temperamental now, tyrunt. For the question of the day, definitely a solo game. Argus wouldn't want to let anyone else down on a team game, so a solo game means he can't let anyone down but himself.
Well, then I would be next. Hi, I am Arzadave, and I play Azrith, the off-club jangmo-o, who loves to dance. And I didn't hear the question.
The question is that if you had to be in some sort of game or competition, would you prefer that it be a solo one, like a carnival game, or a team game, like sports?
A team-based. That's it.
All right, next up would be Dart then.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Seda, and I play Dart, the Steel Ground Rockruff. As for the question, I feel like since Dart's still trying to learn a lot about himself, he'd probably focus on the individual game just to kind of see where his limits and skills are.
I am Razim, and I am playing as Jet, the Ghost Electric type rockruff. And for him, he would be going for the team one. He just prefers being with others.
Okay, I believe that brings it to me next. I am Colada, playing Jolene, the regional milcery, the variant, and don't want to say temperamental lady, but she's a bit on the side of temperamental. And as for the game, I think she would probably want to do a team game, because that would probably give her the ability to help others achieve a win. She's not too much one for competitions and winning or losing, though. She just wants to achieve a goal. Well, whether you consider that a win or just a thing it's in of its own.
And lastly, Vector! Scramble the Vector!
Wait. Hi. My name is Aviating Wolf. You can call me Avi, and I play as Vector, the water flying rockruff. And if Vector had to choose, it would be the Jolly Cooperation team game, because Victor is the kind of rockruff that wants to help people and likes to have a team that he can go and help and yeah, and it doesn't want to leave anyone behind, so he wants to make sure that, he do what he can to help.
Vector cute.
I agree.
Also agree.
All right.
100%.
We'll go ahead and turn it over now to our designated recapper and recorder of all things Starlight. After I do mention that, again, this is one of our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon campaigns. We are starting up a thing for DLC outfits. More information will be posted on the Discord and the Creator News channel soon, as well as in the chat. So do look forward to that, but yeah, there will be more information on that very shortly. Now we'll go ahead and turn it over to our record keeper, Dart, for the recap.
Now let me see my notes here. Yes. Vector became incredibly cute, Jet somehow came back to life, and everyone went home happily ever after.
Something's fishy about that recap.
But
I think you skipped to the last chapter of the book.
I think the fishy part is Vector.
No, you might be right about that. That a little fishy there.
But in all seriousness, last time on Starlight Expeditions to Scarlet Mystery Part 6, the group was reeling in the immediate aftermath of the combat with the Alabaster Gleam in the cellar, particularly with Argus and Jolene having high anger. Argus still continually dealing with the spike in their bravery and their fury. The group, in the aftermath of the slicing rain that forced them below ground, they made their way to the town square and to the guild hall, where they administer one of the snowberry cures to Bipen, one of the rescue team's members. After a short while, Bipen awoke from their illness, and Shade had a bit of a meltdown. But that meltdown was padded out by Bipen trying to get caught up about what had happened in the last 3 weeks of been asleep. The collective party made their way back into the wilderness in search of more snowberries to work on a more higher dosage of cures to potentially heal the town, where we once again encountered the strange individual in the thicket that was guarding the snowberries, who, in a bit of an amusing twist, had a game of with Bipen. Bipen squeaked out a win, and now the party has a hopefully sufficient supply of snowberries to take back in the town and synthesize a cure. So, will we be able to make enough doses to cure the town? How will the Alabaster Gleam react, and will there be any more surprises for us tonight? This is Starlight New Dawn, The Scarlet Mystery Part 7.
All right. Just as a bit of a reminder that if you have multiple abilities, now would be the time to set which one you will be using for this session.
I changed my ability to Wonder Guard.
No.
Bulletproof is nice, if I'm gonna be honest. Soundproof is also nice. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna keep it as.
All right.
If he's asking us
This-
to do it, we're probably going to battle.
So this is just to act as a little bit of a reminder that you are able to change it, but you have to set it at the beginning of each session.
Okay.
If you want the actual passage from the rulebook, it says Pokemon sometimes have more than one ability to choose from. At the beginning of your game session, you must tell your storyteller which ability your Pokemon will be using for the day. It cannot be changed once the game has started, but you may choose a different one the next session.
Oh, what if we were mid-combat and a session ended? Okay.
Oh, yeah, then you can swap. It's just session to session. That's the rule.
I only have one ability.
That's why I said if you have multiple.
I'm not special enough.
I don't see no reason to not change it to soundproof, or to change it to soundproof at the moment. Bulletproof is good, fun.
All right. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and get started proper. You have just received the snowberries that you had came after, and currently Vector is the one holding on to those. And as for your surroundings, you are deep in the woods, in a bit of a clearing with a rather strange Pokemon that is, that he appears to be grumbling and fuming over his board game loss. And a rather satisfied Bipen, along with other Tiger.
Our community grows.
What would y'all like to do?
We need to go back so we can. We need to find the brewer.
That we do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was, we have their son with us, right?
You do, in fact, have Gregory with you.
Wait, we brought Gregory with us?
He was in
Why
the
not?
cellar with you.
I just didn't think we brought him with us. I thought we left him in the cellar.
We have a huge group of people following us at all
Yeah, I know.
times.
You have a very large group.
Right.
Because you did leave a white robe, but it was the really strong one, guarding purple trim.
We brought a couple White Road villagers, Doc, Blaze, Ethan's injured, so it's Doc, Gregory. Anyone else?
You have Jack with you, and you also have the unconscious other two members of the rescue team.
Yeah, this is a large group of like 15 people. Wow.
Yeah.
Or not 15 people, 15 mons. Okay.
Yeah, you have a rather large. Who's to say that's a bad thing?
It gives us more protection. I say it's a good thing. And we have more witnesses.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Witness me!
Alright, so you all want to scurry on back to town?
Yeah, that might be
Yes.
best.
Yeah.
Pitter patter.
Oh.
Pitter patter back.
Is my mic working now? It cut out for
Yes.
a moment.
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot what I was saying, but I realized, oh, I've talked for a minute. Nothing was happening. Oops. But we're currently going back to town.
Well, right now you're in the clearing, and it sounds like you guys are going to be heading right back to town.
Okay. Wanted to make sure I hadn't missed anything. So, okay, good. Good. You said Gregory is with us. They're the son of the brewer, right?
Yes.
So,
Of Miss Shimmers.
so do we already know where she is? Like at the
No.
current time?
Negative.
Okay. Jolene is going to go over to Gregory, and you said it's Miss Shimmers, right?
Yes, as for who the brewer is.
Okay, making sure, or that I know the name properly. She's gonna say to Gregory, yeah, "Darling, we need to find your mom, Miss Shimmers, and get her help. Do you know where she might be right now? Any clues where we should go?"
She might be looking for me.
Where do you think she would look for you right now? Well, we can go see if we can meet up with her.
Well, normally I visit her every day and bring her things from the camp. And at this, he's going to give like a little bit of a side glance to where Jet and Dart are. I didn't make the meeting today.
So she
He
must
might be heading towards camp.
Just to make sure, by camp, is she meaning where the Gleam are?
Yeah, that would be where Gregory is referencing.
Making sure I understood. Jolene is going to put her little nubbies together for a moment in that motion of like, as if she's saying a prayer for a second, and just say, "That could be not great for us, miss, but that might be where we have to go next then." Then turn to the rest of the group as we're going along and say, "Darlings, do you think we should go ahead and try and see if she's there? Or do you want to look somewhere else first? Because I know we need her help."
I mean, how long have... Oh, you first, Argus.
I think it might be best to go straight there, because that's probably where she would go. If I lost someone, I'd go where they last were.
I mean, how long have we been out? From the time we came out of the cellar to now?
It would have been not that far of a walk, so probably around 15 minutes to get to the guild hall, given that, like, you're going through town, and then probably another half an hour to get out here, so 45 minutes at most.
I mean, I think it would be logical for us to head back to Gregory's house, in case Miss Shimmers had returned after an initial search. Then, if she's not there, then we can venture towards the camp.
Except, didn't you guys fight one of the Gleam guys when you were getting berries, Shade? Jolene? Wouldn't
yeah,
they know we
guess.
were getting berries? And if they know there's a cure, wouldn't they try to keep her from us?
Considering that they actually had, or they had not done anything, to, like, this bush is right here. It's not that far, so I don't think they know about this cure, actually.
Well, they did have an alabaster. Okay, so you know how when we were going through, there were a couple big areas, and then there are paths we had to follow. In the last, like, proper big area before we found, we got back to where I had made that hole running through, they had an Alabaster Gleam member waiting right there, specifically blocking our path forward.
Oh,
Although
so
they
that
seem to
led
really be targeting Jolene.
So that's what led into the into you finding those berries in the first place?
Well, we were going down this path anyways because, they're called snowberries. So we were going down the path with snow.
Quite logical.
So we were going down this path, and we were searching around. We found a house that... Jolie, you said it was like an alchemist house or something like that, right?
Yes, darling. It had what I believe were alchemist supplies, and pulls out the couple of pages that she was able to save. Also had a book which I believe these are the only remaining pages of, as it kind of... I believe it crumbled, right? That's what happened?
Yeah, it was very crumbly.
Yeah. It kind of crumbled to dust when I was trying to salvage it.
Yeah, so they, there's nothing else really out here. No one even was living out here anymore. There was just the snowberries.
So it seems like they knew about him, they just couldn't get to them because of the rock guy.
He did say
I'm
that he
kind of-
really hated Alabaster Gleam.
I'm kind of worried about Miss Shimmers now, because if they know what we're trying to do, they'd try to keep her from us.
Well, hopefully they don't know that we know.
Well, the only one I think that really knows about this cure would be the one in the cellar of Miss Shimmer's place.
Where's the knocked out one that Shade and Jolene fought?
But look, they're only looking for the berries. They don't know if a cure can be essentially amplified by a brewer. That we don't know if they know. So I say, let's start making our way back and preferably see if she's back at her house and verify that the one member is still down the cellar, and then we make towards camp. I think it's probably the most efficient use of our time.
Well, whatever we're gonna do, darling, we need to do it post-haste. Quite quick and quite as efficiently as possible in case we do gotta go to the camp. So we can hit there first and then go to camp second if needed. But I just don't want to be here too much longer, for I don't trust them not to pull something.
Any objections? Any other suggestions?
Are we sure we need to go to the camp? Couldn't just Gregory go get his Miss Shimmers?
I would say too much risk.
If she's not at the house, they probably have her kept there.
They would probably also wonder what took me so long.
And look,
I was only supposed to be gone for a little bit.
And remember what happened last time someone crossed Alabaster Gleam. Making reference to Alcidae at the house.
Well,
Let's get moving then.
Yeah, and kind of like Vector's like looking into the bag. He's like, I don't know, like I don't want to lose these berries either. So it would be best if we could get get them to use as soon as we can.
Yeah, I think it would be wise to make haste.
Mm-hmm.
All right. At this, Bipen will start moving back to town.
you be schmoving.
Back to
You
town.
do. So, would anyone care to roll me Insight Survival Nature?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insight, survival, nature, 5 dice.
Insight, survival, nature.
Should probably increase survival.
All right. You all are rather having experienced the weather that you have. You've sort of developed a sense of trying to keep an eye on when things start to go awry with it. Thankfully, this is a more mundane problem, but it appears that winds are kicking up a little bit, and the air is starting to get a little bit more of a distinct chill to it. Feels like a cold front may be rolling.
Well, I don't like the cold.
Is it really just a cold front? Or is there something more to it?
I hope it's not more powdered water. I mean, snow.
I'm tired of snow.
Cold.
But at least with me, it seems that it's not, the powder, but well, the snow, it just melts under my paws.
Well, the sooner we can get out of this, the better. Is there going to be a time for chit chat during the journey, or?
There's plenty of time for chit chat. You're just moving along. The only thing of interest is just the changing weather.
I think we should just get these people the cure and get the heck out of here.
Indeed.
Well, we're making our way there.
Mm-hmm.
Dart just actually had a question for Bipen. Cause like Dart's gonna kind of like as they're walking along, just kind of hesitantly ask, Mr. Bipen, may I ask a question?
You may.
If it's not too awkward to ask, but how old are you?
That's carry two. Can't remember.
And actually, would Jolene even know to do that? I was going to ask if Jolene could float up and count the rings of what was left of that tree, but I don't know if she would know to do that.
I can't remember
You could
how
always
old
roll
I
a
am
nature check.
either.
Yeah.
He did mention his rings before.
Yeah.
He did tell you how old the tree was, at least.
Like the
And
tree
he
was
did
like
also
about,
mention that. Oh, go ahead.
the tree was like something like 50 years old or something, right?
Over 7 decades. That's not the longest. That's not the tree that he's had the longest.
Okay.
He was just lamenting and making a joke about how it grew on him.
Literally.
Jolene is. How many trees does he have on his back? If I can do that at a quick glance.
He only had the one really big tree, although it appears that he has quite the quantity of grass and moss and the like, as well as what appears to be a fairly large amount of, like, semi-stone outcroppings, including a couple that were sliced through by the rain.
It's okay, Mr. Bipen. I can't remember how old I am either.
I would like to inspect the little stones that have been sliced.
All right.
I just want to see if there is any potentially distinguishing features on the inside.
All right.
But blah. I was gonna say, would that be an insight survival nature roll or?
It would.
Okay.
All right. With a 2, you do notice that it's not entirely uniform, but it's also really hard to get any actual detail out of it because it looks like it's just been like, you know, those like, you know, IRL. You know those videos of what it looks like when like a rock is cut by water pressure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just looks like that.
Jolene, as she's inspecting, is just gonna say, "Well, I thought maybe I could see if these had any features, but not my strongest suit." Uh, hmm. Gonna go over so she can see, like, talk to Bipen more face to face than from his back. Say, do you know if you grow certain things more often through the years?
Well, so long as it's not very noisy, I normally let whatever wants to grow on my shelf grow. I don't normally pay too much attention.
Well, that's very fair. Well, even if we don't know exactly how old you are, at least we know that you are very wise. And pretty darn funny.
Oh, while you were back there, did you happen to see anything I should tell to get off my lawn?
Jolene starts to chuckle a bit and say, "Hey, well, darling, I didn't see anything you need to tell to get off your lawn, but might need to do some groundskeeping back there. Looks like some things might need a little touch-up."
Well, from down here, I didn't see any Alabaster Gleam on top.
You should get a treehouse.
Don't have a tree anymore, though.
Yeah, I just have to grow another one.
It can't take too long, right?
Which, in all seriousness, like, have you actually encountered, in all your years, have you encountered the Alabaster Gleam before?
Nothing by the name of. Then again, I don't particularly go on trips anymore. Could be that they're very old and just aren't from around here. First I've heard of it, though.
How did they get it into Oran Grove, and how did they kind of set hold?
Well, they came in talking about a plague that was happening in nearby towns, and so the townsfolk invited them in because they seemed knowledgeable about it. And we were a little bit busy with some other happenings that were going on, so I didn't have time to ask them too closely what was happening. And then by the time that there were signs about what was going on, it was a little bit too late for most of our group here. From there, I couldn't tell you exactly what happened, but, well, with groups like them, I'm sure imagination just fine.
Dart's gonna nod and just continue walking. Thank you.
Well, I can tell you one. No matter what, you're never too old to learn. Although, your memory does start to go. So you end up learning the same thing multiple times if it happens.
That sounds kind of counterproductive.
Would it be better to never try to learn it again?
No. I don't think so.
Then how would it be counterproductive?
Because you have to relearn it.
So do people that don't use the skill for a while.
Relearning a dance shouldn't be too bad. As long as you find
But
joy
you
in it.
do have to relearn it.
Even so, you still find joy in it. Life shouldn't be full of, disappointment. Gotta keep smiling.
Mendable outlook. Although, probably not the most practical.
Azus doesn't respond. He's just happily trotting along. Scales jingling happily. It's almost like a Christmas song, maybe.
Argus is now deep in thought, trying to think of all his skills that he needs to keep practicing so he doesn't forget them now.
Bipen just vibing and giving life advice to what he views as a bunch of young whippersnappers. Said young whippersnappers either not caring too much or about to go through a crisis.
Normally how it goes for old guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah, do you guys have anything else you want to ask Bipen, or are you ready to move the scene along?
I have one more, but I kind of want to let other people have a chance first.
I have no questions.
No further questions.
Alright. Does either Jet or Amos have any questions?
Nope.
Vector?
No questions.
Jet has no
Jet?
questions for Bipen.
Alright, in that case, yeah, I don't see any problem with you going ahead and asking another question.
Just one other one. It not really pertinent to the current situation, but in your travels and knowledge, does MD Industries sound familiar to you?
Ah, yes. It's been a while since I heard about them. I would recommend staying away.
How come?
Oh,
Well, their leader is a bit of a... how best to put it? Very strange.
Wasn't that the same thing that I was in? That little Vector trying hard not to shake when hearing when talking about the barrel.
Dart's gonna just kind of like give a slight nod.
it'd be best to stay away.
You've met them before?
Oh, yes. They've come through Starlight multiple times in the past. You know, it reminds me of the last time that they did. They had ended up buying a house and using it as storage for all of their whatever it is they actually do. There were a lot of strange reports and times that I had to go check out what was going on there. Of course, this was before I moved out here. Much quieter here.
Would that house have been like on the outskirts of Starlight?
Assuming it hasn't changed in the past 50 years, probably.
Huh.
Do you know? Could you tell us where?
Actually, we know where.
It's the house we crashed in before we ventured out and then ran into you, Vector.
I think
Oh.
Vector crashed into us.
A happy crash, that's what it was.
Hector kind of like gives like a kind of a bit of a stare, then he just kind of shakes his kind of like snaps back into it. I kind of want to go check it out.
I definitely don't know if I'd call that crash happy by any even remote stretch of the imagination.
Well, we got Vector out of it.
Darling, I'm gonna have to say, I don't know what happened to you, but you are a little strange. That wasn't exactly a happy incident, despite that. In fact, it was quite the opposite. There was some not great things going on then.
People died with that. I don't think you should be. I don't think you should be making light of their deaths with this.
Yes, I don't want to dwell on it.
Hector kind of gives a small like whisper of a sorry, and kind of like lowers his head a little bit.
Vector, it's not your fault.
I know. Anyways, kind of looking into the bag and the snowberries. Like let's get these snowberries. You know, let's get these snowberries delivered. And he's just gonna kind of like start kind of walking.
Dart's gonna just nod to Bipen and just be like, I have a couple other questions about them if you don't mind, but I think it's probably best save until after this is all over.
That may be wise. Just as a bit of a last warning, just in case there's something that happens, I would recommend staying away if possible.
Oh,
Or
I'm
if you
never
do
quite so
want to
comfortable as when I'm
interact
at least 6 feet
with
under.
the
Zoroark
MD
720 has purchased 4 tabletop cards packs.
Zoro, thank you very much for that purchase of those packs and supporting the channel. Do remember, cards cannot be played on this campaign yet.
But if you do want or need to interact with MD Industries, I would recommend a due diligence of caution. They don't tend to make things that reasonable moms would label as safe.
And unfortunately, I can't speak for the rest of, the rest of our team here, at the moment, I feel like they're the only lead for me to understand who I am.
I rather need to agree. Like, they do seem to have some information that we may need.
Yeah, I think they're connected to what has happened to us, so we need to at least look into it.
Oh, I don't know if I was ever told what action. I was busy getting caught up on Oran Grove.
Can you repeat that?
I just realized that I was a bit busy getting caught up with what happened around here at Oran Grove. I don't know if I was ever told what specifically happened.
I guess the best summary is that, at least the more poignant issues, that in short, Starlight has the same issue that Oran Grove is going through at the moment. The Alabaster Gleam have overrun.
But what does that have to do with MD Industries?
Dart's just gonna kind of like pause for a moment and step, be like, "Oh, that's a much longer story."
The
rings a
summary of it is we all woke up here as, well, what we are now, and we don't remember always having been like we are. Some of us woke up under a tree. Dart there woke up
You don't need to.
elsewhere.
Don't go any further. That's a
Could
tale
you
to be
please
told.
let me, speak?
No, Dart is in character interrupting me, like, I'd rather not be reminded about the river.
One, two. Well, this doesn't bode too well. Have you met any others that were like you and just aren't here, or have you all stuck together?
We've been kind of
we've-
sticking together.
We've just stuck together. We have not met any others like us. Though we have heard that there are others like us, but we haven't seen any.
And what have you heard?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but some of those crates that Vector fell in had the MD Industries logo on them, right?
You're correct.
Yeah.
And
Well,
other bits and pieces.
Actually, I guess the question is he asking about MD Industries, or is he asking about us as Awakened?
Awaken.
Well, Jet's
Just to
interpreting it
clarify,
as
he's asking
him.
about Awaken.
Jet understood it as him asking about MD Industries and such, but what I was gonna say is the only thing we know so far is that we woke up here. We may be this thing called Awakened, and the only possible lead is crates that came down alongside Vector here. Having this MD Industries logo on it.
And out of, like, I don't remember anything prior to waking up, but for some reason their logo is familiar. And it's quite honestly eating away at me.
Hmm. Well, I will say that if that is the case, then you may have to go after and learn more about MD Industries. But I do want to just reiterate that you should be cautious about it. They are not exactly in the business of making safe items. But figuring things out for yourself is one of the only true freedoms that anyone ever gets.
Thank you.
Maybe I should speed up.
Shifts the Torterra into second gear.
Out of
That's
low
one
and
of the
then
rocks.
first.
No, this is when you pull when you start activating the nitro boosters.
Oh my goodness, I'm just imagining just little flames coming out of the back now. And now we're going a grand total of 2 miles an hour.
I was about to say
no,
that.
slow down! Whoa, slow down there! Gosh.
But yeah, at Bipen's now for him brisk walking pace, you do speed up when it comes to heading into town. Now, is there anything that anyone would like to do or bring up before they get back into town proper?
I think I'm good.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
I was
All
actually
right.
kind of curious. Did Dart need to say anything to Vector, or just trying to remember from? I think there was something mentioned. I don't know.
Could you speak up, Abby, please?
Oh, sorry. I was yeah. I was just asking. I'm trying to remember from last notes here. Was there anything? I know I was trying to look at notes here. Did Dart needed to mention talk to somebody else, or I wasn't sure. Was it with Bipen?
The main thing that I would mention to you was just informing you that the group had been to the house that was being mentioned.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure, just check on notes.
Yeah, because like you just mentioned that you wanted to like go to the house, and we were just mentioning that's actually where we came from before we went into you.
Oh, okay.
So not saying no, but just informing them like, yeah, we've been to that house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking through my notes to see if there's anything else, but I don't see anything immediate at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here.
Except you're cute.
All right. So as you all get back towards town proper, and the trees start to thin out and become sparse, you are greeted to the sight of a rather large amount of white robes that appear to be out in force, either doing basic maintenance, shuffling people outside of their various hidey hole cellars and the like, as well as, unfortunately, a few appear to be digging out a handful of new graves around the church.
Oh,
Over here.
that's so sad.
The church itself had gotten sliced through a couple of times, but as you are going past it, Bippen sort of stops for a couple seconds, seems to focus, and a couple of vines shoot out, and at the very least kind of wrap around the building and pull the parts that are sort of leaning back to the central part that's still nice and sturdy. Sort of wrapping up the entire building and pulling it close together again.
Okay. So that's how they keep things together after slicing grain. Makes me wonder if, like, all these houses are built with trees that grew on Bippen's back.
Now that would be very, very impractical. Would you like to use the whole ass forest, or specifically trees from Bippen?
Oh no. Well, it depends. Are Bippin's trees more reliable and sturdy?
Well, Bippen doesn't have the sturdy ability.
I was like, what's the pricing on Bippen's trees and how well taken care of there? Might have a price for that one.
He does have the sturdy ability, and you swing to cut down the tree on his back, and your axe just breaks when there's just this little bitty twig that's holding up the trunk still.
Yes. But it appears that, like, as you're coming back with your rather sizable entourage, the white robes that do meet you, especially those that were around the partially harmed church, seem very surprised to see, first of all, that Bippen and Jack are awake, but also at least, like, shooting slightly nervous glances over at Shade.
We've got the cure.
You
Don't hate us.
have the what?
I'm just, like, motioning my paws to Vector with his bag of berries. We have the cure for the poison.
Poison? What are you talking about? Bippen is going to step in at this point and sort of explain to the nearby townsfolk that while it's known as the Scarlet Fever, it's actually caused by a poison.
And this is why
It's
we
just
woke
a bit of
Bippen up.
strange naming.
And this is why we woke Bippen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Bippen does fairly well on convincing them. First of all, because, he's just knowledgeable in the first place, and second of all, because, well, the town kind of just trusts Bippen when Bippen says thing. So the white robes actually appear, at least the ones that you're talking to right now, and aren't from your group, appear very shocked to be hearing it. Because all this time they've been told that it was, a plague that could be transmitted, and that's why everyone needed to quarantine for, like, about for weeks to a month.
And now they know.
Yep.
Does anyone know where Miss Shimmers might be? We kind of need her help.
Oh, yeah, she was back at the camp.
Is she still there?
Oh, well, probably. Wait, Gregory, what are you doing here? You need to go find your mom. Yeah, we, and at this he's going to look over at Shade and Argus, and then back at his bag a little bit. And he's gonna go, yeah, we found out about the whole poison thing, so I've been with them, helping them get the cure.
He was helping us try to find his mom. Because we need her to brew the cure. But she wasn't at the house.
Yep, and that's why I was missing.
I totally expected Gregor to make some sassy remark.
You see, he was, and then that's why he like reminded himself that he got paid 10 whole gold to shush up.
11. No, it is 10. Yeah. And that's why Argus covered for him. Because, better.
Yeah. So, yeah, he thought about making a sassy remark, and then he went, oh yeah, I got paid an exorbitant bribe.
If she's at the camp, we need to hurry.
Let's make haste then.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are you sure you want to go all the way to the camp right now? It looks like a storm's coming. I mean, a normal one, not the rain.
I mean, I don't trust her to be safe there with the Alabaster Gleam.
Well, in that case, I hope you make it safely.
Is it gonna be another slicing rain?
Oh, no. The slicing rain doesn't really have warnings besides when it starts. This just looks like it's a cold front coming in.
Okay. Does that mean there's gonna be
it's
water? Snow?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, if you want to know if a snowstorm is coming, just watch out for things like changing temperatures, a lot of clouds, high winds, that sort of thing. I mean,
Argus
I
is now
guess you could
looking up
also
at the
ask
sky.
I guess you could also ask some ice types. They might know.
Argus is now looking up at the sky for wind and clouds and.
Yeah. Victor's gonna tilt his head. It's like ice type?
Yeah, an ice type.
Oh,
Some of
no.
them even have abilities to cause snowstorms.
We don't really know much in the way of typing. We've had a few things explained here and there, but in general, we are kind of clueless.
Dart's going to interject. Though I think we are, in all seriousness, wasting time. We should probably go seek out Miss Shimmers and worry about, and hopefully beat out the storm.
Indeed, darling. Walk and talk. Walk and talk. We need to get a move on, especially with the dangers that may be present.
We've been through lots of storms. I'm sure we could get through this. I hope.
Yeah, I mean, we got everyone together, right?
You do have a rather large entourage.
15 people. Months.
Well, I mean, I would want to leave the other white robes, the townsfolk here, because I mean, and Argus looks over at the graves. Yeah.
Plus, we might be able to move a little bit faster, maybe with a smaller group.
Yeah. Let's just hurry so we can try to beat the storm.
Yeah.
Bad dinosaur noises.
Well, I don't like doing this anymore, but I could stretch out my legs a little bit. If we do need to get there before the storm.
That will
Wait.
probably be the best thing, darling.
You can go 3 miles per hour?
What is this mile per hour thing you're talking about?
I'm starting to worry that multiple people have bonked their head.
Can we get going now?
Please.
Yeah, that is fair. It's best if we keep going, and the longer these berries wait in my bag, the longer it's going to take to get those cures out. So
Yeah.
Alright, we'll leave some of the townsfolk here. Or the white coats here.
Alright.
Allegro.
Mare?
Allegro.
I don't know what that means.
Faster.
I speak
Yeah,
Tyrunt.
Allegro.
Music term.
I thought
It's
it
a
was
music term, yeah.
Vamonos.
No, Vamos
No,
is
in
let's go
music-
Spanish. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry, I only know it from Dora, okay?
Look, Allegro means fast. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
What is faster in music
Oregano.
again?
Oregano.
Music
Oregano.
term.
Spaghetti sauce special. Oregano.
Anyway, anyway, moving and
Yes.
schmoving and grooving.
Argus is pushing on Bipen to make a move.
Yeah. He is going to go ahead and look over at all of you. And then eventually just go, I think I could fit all of you. Go ahead and hop on and grab onto something.
Looks at the tree stump.
Azris is already on it.
Jolene is gonna say,
Anybody mind if I ride in their bag? This might be surprisingly fast.
Argus will climb on and wedge himself in between two of the chopped mountains.
Azris opens up the bag for Jolene and says, "Here."
"Yep, in the bag."
Vector's
just-
gonna hop on, just like do a little hop onto the back.
I'm just imagining. Just get in the bag, Jolene. Get in the bag.
Oh no, the new Nebby. No.
Get in the goddamn bag, Nebby!
Jet is climbing up. I'm just imagining that, he's made this deal about hanging on, and he's going to start walking, and it's going to be slower than we could walk.
I was just imagining Jet, phasing his legs in so that he's stuck to Bipen,
Oh no.
and we can hang off him.
Oh no.
All right, everybody, let's get all phased together here.
Oh no!
As he just climbs into the middle and just phases, and everybody has now got something stuck inside of him.
Azris
No.
likes to be 5 yalms away from him.
Did you say
As it says PTSD.
$5 away from him?
He said yalms.
Oh.
We're going to need to find a unit of measurement.
Yeah, Dart's gonna hop on as well and just like take a seat like next to Vector, and then just kind of mumble as they're like like after they start making way, and just like kind of tilt his head. Ice types?
Victor just kind of like, as Vector's just sitting down, just looks at Dart, just shrugs.
How many types are there?
Oh.
Well, there's puppy type. There's
That's
rat
a Doc
type,
question.
there's-
We do have a Doc with us to ask that.
That is not a Doc question because we asked Doc and Doc did not know.
Oh. Oh.
Honestly, Doc should probably stay with Ethan because he shouldn't be moved too much, and if we're gonna go fast.
Yep.
We're gonna go accelerando. Because Allegro was the wrong term.
Allegro does mean fast.
And it also means lively. Upbeat and brisk. Which Azus would like. But accelerando's just getting faster.
Well, yeah, it just means speeding up. But regardless of music terms,
Vámonos.
now, all of you are holding on, right?
Yep, I'm wedged in between two mountains to keep myself from falling out.
Azus nods. Holding Jolene close.
All right. In that case, he looks like he focuses for a good little bit, and it looks like there you see a rather green tinted aura around all.
Are we blasting off again?
No.
Is the Mario
yes,
Kart
so-
countdown gonna start playing?
Rainbow Road?
Rainbow Road, yeah.
Oh no! Are we tripping now? What is this?
Yeah, no, it's not going to be.
Let's just say it wasn't just a tree that he was growing on his back.
Mm-hmm. He's got all kinds of things back there.
Was he going to use Leaf Storm to launch us?
No. What he is going to be using is a move called.
Does he have Grassy Glide?
He does.
Oh!
And so, first, he is going to use a move that causes a rather large amount of grass to grow around the surrounding terrain, poking up through the half-melted snow that was already there and was partially gotten rid of by the slicing rain and the fact that it had been a couple days without snow. But looks like it's soon to be replaced. And then there's the green glow around all of you doesn't change as he uses a move called Trailblaze, and now he's going to be using Grassy Glide. Now that everything is grassy terrain, he has raised his speed stat, and he's now using a speed move. And whereas before he was the quintessential slow-moving tortoise, now he is schmoving and is moving fast enough down the path that effectively you get the feeling that if he decided to, he could make his own path through the trees.
Oh.
What was that last move?
Grassy Glide.
So yeah, he used grassy terrain, Trailblaze, and then Grassy Glide.
Nice, thank you.
Okay, small weird question. Because
Yes.
grassy terrain was activated, does that mean we heal 1 HP per round?
I'm just gonna say that, like, it. You know what? In terms of this case, it's technically an out of combat use, but I'll allow it.
Yeah.
So you guys will be healed up by the time you get there, considering your health pool is so small.
Yay, full health.
Oh wait, I was
Ow.
already at full health.
For some reason, I went over to Jet's character sheet and I'm like, Jet has no health. Okay, that seems about right.
Hmm. Why?
Oh my gosh.
That
you're-
is horrible.
To be fair, this is his less destructive method of going fast.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh dear, I'm curious what the destructive method is.
Well, he is a
Earthquake.
Torterra that knows solar beam.
Oh lord.
Oh.
So
Oh.
if there is absolutely no obstacle in the other direction, then how could he be slowed down?
I love it. He uses solar beam like a rocket launch.
No. I'm just picturing the amount of destruction that could cause now.
Which is why he isn't doing it. You're in the middle of a town.
Bipen, we're in the middle of nowhere. It's a sunny day in a desert. Okay. T minus 10 seconds to launch off.
Yeah. What he's already doing is fucking up the roads a little bit, but it's fine because there is enough flooding that they're already kind of fucked up, so it isn't like he's destroying new construction with it. A couple people may be finding a bit of grass growing up through their floor, though.
Sorry.
On the plus side, you guys are schmoving.
Schmoving and grooving. I want to say, since Azrith has Jolene right there, you can probably hear her doing a little woo as they're going, because she is not used to schmoving that fast.
Oh, I thought I'd just hear a splat as you like flatten. I
I mean, that's probably true too, but
What?
Just gonna be
Jolene's
in
treating it like a roller coaster.
yeah, nope. This is right now. She is in the equivalent of a roller coaster ride, and she is actually enjoying it.
There's gonna be an Argus-shaped imprint in the bolt or in his cut-up mountains.
I mean, hey, it isn't like he can actually feel those, so...
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm just imagining all the puppies are just like tongue out, just on the side going.
Oh my god.
This is lovely. Everyone's enjoying this.
I
And,
want
th-
I want a picture of this.
Same. I was just afraid to say it.
all aboard.
All aboard the Bipen Express.
The Bipen Express.
All aboard the Bipen Express.
Again, this is his less destructive method of traveling.
I want to
Very
go on
fast.
the
Yeah.
SS Bipen rocket ship.
Yeah, it's all with green technology, or I should say with green methods.
Solar.
All solar.
Solar
It's
methods.
all
solar.
solar.
One's solar energy, one's just green energy.
I like how
Amy,
Abby blinded themselves real quick and then realized
Sorry.
that was...
Sorry, that was a misclick.
that's another one added to the blindfold pile.
That was some leaves flew up as we were
Just-
zooming and went right into
Just
how do you say?
gets smacked by a giant leaf.
It's super
Well,
effective.
on the plus side, during this trip, for Vector in particular, you get to feel the wind rushing past you, while you're also firmly planted on something, and the ground is like at most 2 feet or 3 feet away, depending on where you're located. Because you were around the sides, right, where it's lower down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you get to feel the wind rushing past you.
At least in a way where you're not hurtling down to earth again.
Yep.
You're
And
learning what we
you're
do.
also firmly planted.
Firmly
Which
grasping.
means that there's you don't feel like you might fall.
Mm-hmm. Vector kind of like instinctively, kind of like from his sitting position, just kind of like stands up and just, I don't know, but for some reason, just he's not sure why, but he just starts smiling and just kind of like take, as if he's just like taking like a deep breath from the rushing air.
Yeah.
Come on.
It has a remarkably similar.
You gotta open your muzzle. Let that tongue flap out in the wind.
Do your
Slobber
best
over.
Titanic impression.
I was thinking dog sticking its head out of the window, but yeah.
This does have a remarkably similar feeling to when you were just relaxing out in the rain.
Like starts like his like tail starts wagging and just maybe even gets starts maybe doing a little dance. And a little pitter patter with the paws.
Starts baking some bread.
And then he's no longer hanging on and just goes whee!
Whee!
Oh no, is Vector gonna learn how to fly and be flying next to us?
I don't.
Now, I'm not going to answer for him, but I also don't think it'd be productive for Vector to have a heart attack on the way to the Alabaster Gleam camp.
Okay, fair.
I don't know. This is I don't. It's like the voice. This is not the time or place to do it.
Who's Professor Oak?
Who's this? And why is it? And why is it? And what is his bike?
Oh, I love this so much.
Well, it seems my only chance that you're able to see this.
Should I probably imagine like the Guildmaster's voice runs through your head? Vector, now is not the time to use this. Who is this Guildmaster? Why are they in my head?
Like, who is this? Who is this?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't see it not happening. Totally, because Guildmaster is... Yes?
Guildmaster is yes.
Yep. But yeah, you guys are there actually extremely quickly. It feels like, it almost feels like you couldn't have gotten here this fast if you all sprinted.
Thank you, Bipen.
I feel like Dart's claws are going to be like firmly implanted into the soil on Bipen's back. Just been like, okay, that was faster than I was expecting.
Hector's gonna start laughing. He's like, "This feels great. I don't know what you're talking about, Dart."
Just a change of pace.
Faster.
What do you guys mean, feel?
You'll learn when you're alive.
Oh! Stop!
Oh no.
Okay, I did not. I feel bad because I did not realize this session is the one where we have the roast jet counter.
It's like
Can we get a roast jet counter at the bottom of the screen, please?
oh my gosh.
Just... Shut us up.
Ow.
Well, it's a shame we don't have an editor or something. That'd be pretty funny.
We'll save that
Now,
for the super compilation later on.
Oh yeah, the super comp, yeah.
cinema sins.
Oh no.
Back on
But
track.
you guys are dropped off, just outside of where the camp actually properly starts.
I imagine he stops and we all just fly forward off of him.
Yeah, it's like the brakes having been hit and you weren't wearing seatbelts.
We were not.
Do we have to make checks to see if we get flown off?
Do you want to
No.
hold on to him?
I was holding on.
Fine, I'm just wedged in between two mountains.
I mean, I'm still standing up. I don't know.
Is that the proper spelling of Bipen, by the way? Bippen?
It's with one P, but effectively, yeah, it doesn't really matter that much.
Bipen?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll update that.
Argus, as soon as he stops, flies out from behind the mountains and lands like face first in the dirt, leaving a little trench in the ground.
Hmm.
You take
Someone wasn't holding
0.0001
on.
damage. That was fun.
That was fun.
Argus pops his head up. I was holding on, just in one direction.
I was not expecting it to be that quick. Wow. Ow.
Jolene, are you alright in there?
Jolene slowly pushes her way out of the bag. And you know in Pokemon the little swirly eyes they get when
Yeah.
like super yeah, she has the swirly eyes right now, and you just hear her giggling a bit. That just then after a moment kind of gets more oriented and then says, "Well, that was a lot more fun than I expected, darling. Didn't know moving so fast could feel so freeing, even if I'm not the one doing it directly."
Jolene, do your legs feel like jelly?
Legs?
It was a joke.
Oh. Well. Oh. Jolene looks around, and now not sure how to not make Argus feel bad that she didn't get or find the joke amusing. And says, "So we ready to get on with what we need to do?"
Argus is shaking the dirt out of his, horns. Smacking the side of the head like you do with sand. Okay, I'm good.
Hmm. So, did you want to try and kick them out, or were you just here to try and find Shimmers?
I'm thinking try to find Miss Shimmers, like at least with how I'm thinking about it.
Her safety is the primary concern.
Like if we get Miss Shimmers and cure the town, the Alabaster Gleam's existence, our presence here is kind of a moot point.
So, what you're saying is that we could do this the kind way or the beat 'em up way, right?
If we can find Miss Summers, we can help the town. If we have to fight, I'ma beat them up. But right now, fighting is probably not bad. As much as I want to.
Probably best not to do too much fighting if we don't have to. Well, better to focus on the townsfolk and get them right as rain, as quick as we can.
Jolene looks
In-
confused for a second and then says, "Why did I say right as rain? What does that even mean?"
Can Rang be left?
Can it be wrong?
Singing in the rain?
Or dancing in the rain.
Ooh.
Well, in that case, follow behind me and stay just out of sight. I might be able to help you out with this.
Going to do
Real
Elsie.
rescue teams are awesome.
It is 1:30 where I am, so I think I should probably get going to bed at this point.
Okay. Well, it was great having you here. Hope you feel better.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I
Turns
hope
the
you feel
Werenie
better
into a
soon.
turns the Werenie into a Chansey.
What even is that? Let me look that up.
I was half expecting a marketable plushie.
Yeah.
E. Fleshy.
After all, a marketable plushie can't be sick.
Exactly.
But just think about how well a plushy Amos would do.
God, it never passed the focus group. It kept on catching on fire.
Yeah. It would have the ability to spontaneously combust.
Yep. Mutt.
It would never
Thank
make it out of
y'all.
legal.
Yeah.
Just as a question, would this be a good time for us to take our break since we're actually probably about halfway?
E.
Honestly, probably.
Yeah.
But let's let Werenie say his goodbye and then we'll start break proper.
Alrighty. Yeah, thank y'all for showing up and tell Darius for DMing. It's fun
No.
to
He wasn't DMing.
I was waiting for it.
storytelling.
Can
Sorry,
we get
like
the countering?
it's always gonna be like in my brain as like the first go-to for it because it's just I'm programmed by D&D.
I understand that. But legalities. I have to insist otherwise.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go do EP and try to feel better, and hopefully I feel less shitty tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope you do too.
Get rest.
All right, y'all have a good rest of the session and a good night.
Good
Yep.
night.
Nay.
Running around. Ooh. Or growly growl.
Hold on, before you can go. Something you liked, something you felt could be improved, and burning thought or idea.
I liked getting to ride Bipen.
Myrrh?
Shut up. I didn't like that comment that Jet just made. And burning thought or idea is what if we want to look more into these funny industry company people.
MD Industries.
Funny
Yeah.
industries.
All right.
Ronnie Row or Growly Growl.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Was he trying to flirt with us?
I mean, the only one flirting here was Jet.
Jet didn't do it. That was all me, baby.
Jet looking confused up from the table.
What are those big, giant things up in the sky? Do you guys see those?
Jet,
All right.
are you okay?
While
Did-
we
did-
meme around, I'm going to start the timer now. Okay, guys? 5-minute break. We
Okay.
start in 10, even if you're not back.
Okay.
Cool. Be right back.
Starting now.
Meow, meow.
But yeah, I definitely enjoyed your guys' reaction to the Bipen Express.
All aboard the Bipen Express.
Yes, that was very
Starlight?
fun.
Aurum, a
Aurum, you're
reminder,
crackling horribly.
you can't try and talk to them from the kitchen. He's calling me mean again, even though it's nothing I did.
Yeah, why didn't you make the walls with better signal there, Zim? How dare you?
Aurum, I will remind you, you are within tickle distance.
Hey, so long as that doesn't exceed the 10 minutes until you're back.
Oh, so I've got 10 minutes to tickle him. Got it. Be right back.
Well, at this point it's like 8.5, but so chat, how are you doing tonight? How's chat doing?
The temptation to say the chat wants more Bipen was very, very strong. And then I'm like, wait, I could go in the chat and then do it, but Twitch will not load for me.
Ah.
I might have too much things running at once.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I need to update my status. I have been doing a countdown as my status till my birthday.
Ah. Also, I'm glad that you're doing good, Kenku. Rin, I'm glad that you at least got that resolved now. And Tiberian, I'm glad that you're going to have a less stressful time. All right, 2 minutes left. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick.
Well, I'm back, but I did not deliver tickles, but I did arrive in the kitchen in time to catch Aurum trying to steal my burritos.
Oran.
Do you have some to share?
I will
It
happily
wasn't on
share.
purpose.
I will happily share with those that don't try to steal them.
It wasn't me trying to steal it. I didn't know those were your burritos. I was for sure they were mine, but they were not. Mine were hidden behind his burritos.
No, they were underneath the meatballs.
Behind your burritos.
The meatballs were to the side of my burritos.
Same thing. You had a wall of burritos in front.
All right, that's the 5-minute one. Let's see if everyone's here. Is Sade here?
I just sat back down.
All right, Avi.
E. I am back.
Aurum, I know you're here. Arzi. Lyndon.
Whee!
And Zim. All right, looks like we're all here. In that case, we can go ahead and get started again. All right.
Alright.
So,
Poof out of existence again.
All right. Your existence privileges have been revoked. Now, when we had left off, you all had just gotten off of the Bipen Express, and Bipen mentioned that you should follow behind him, but slightly out of sight. He has an idea.
Oh.
I will follow behind slightly out of sight. I trust him.
Yep.
Yes, following Bipen's
There are
lead.
there are plenty of trees around. Less so when you get closer to the camp proper, but
Yeah.
there's at least enough to watch and catch the conversations distantly. Do you guys want to roll actual stealth checks, or are you just going to stay like a distance away?
Stealth check so we can see what he's doing. I think.
Azrith is gonna stay away. He has jingly scales. Would you like to
Alright.
hear a Christmas song?
I think we'll pass right now.
What even is
Argus
Christmas?
kind of wants to see how he works.
All right.
What was that?
Um,
Sorry, Jet.
What did you say, Zim?
I said, what even is Christmas?
Good idea.
The
No
quintessential question. All right. For those of you who want to attempt to get closer, go ahead and roll me a Dex Survival Stealth. And if you don't want to get closer, then, just don't roll.
Dex survival stealth.
Can I skip the roll by using my shadow sneak to go into the shadows of somewhere closer, but, behind something or such?
I would say yes, so long as you don't do it for too long. Then you'd have to start rolling checks to hold the move.
Well, I don't have to hold it. I just, come up inside of a bush or right behind a bush or something like that. I don't know what all's here. Just saying I'm going in basically wherever we would be stealthing to. That's where he's going.
Okay, so that's what you want to do with it. In that case, sure.
Okay. I literally just sink into the ground and then come back out of it somewhere else. So
yeah. What the way that you described it, the way that I thought you wanted it to do, you wanted to like hide inside of a shadow for an extended period of time to get like as close as possible.
that actually isn't a bad idea.
Well, you already told me your intention of it, so
Oh, I know.
you can just keep that in mind for future.
Yeah.
Just a reminder to everyone, I do support creative move uses. You want to use moves in creative ways. All right. In that case, Argus, I think that you have a little bit of a misunderstanding about what hidden from a distance means, because you kind of just try to follow him from a rather, not close by, but like very clearly still there. Until thankfully, Dart manages to kind of like pull you to the side of the road inside of a bush. I'm having your check cover for his 0 a little bit.
They're just gonna be like, Argus, like, off to the side.
All right, and Bipen keeps walking forward. Thankfully, he is both well known and a lot larger than you, and easily recognizable. So it seems like Argus's appearance and disappearance had gone mostly or completely unnoticed, and instead a small crowd of mixed white and purple robes are gathering around. Specifically to talk to Bipen. Mostly because the white robes, like the few that were still at the camp instead of at the town, were excited to see Bipen, and then a couple purple robes came by to, like figure out what the hell was going on and to do a little bit of possible damage control. And Bipen explains his presence, saying that that thankfully the slicing rain woke him up when it happened, as there was like obviously a bit of an unfortunate accident, but it was enough to shock him awake, and so now he wants to know what's going on with the whole plague, wanting to discuss like, oh, what are your methods that you're using to prevent it, to cure it, things like that, trying to get into as much technical detail as possible, as well as going on many, many, many tangents, until you realize that by counting, including the purple robes that were previously defeated, if you want to include the one that Jolene and Shade fought, as well as the rest of the group in the cellar, the only one that you're not seeing is the one that was described as being in charge of this. All the rest of the purple robes are here. Seems like Bipen is attracting a large amount of attention. Especially with how it seems like a lot of the purple robes are having to cover for their methods and what they've done, as Bipen asks question after question after question.
This
Dart's
feels
good.
sorry, I was just gonna say this feels like a distraction, cleverly disguised.
It
A
does feel like a distraction for us to have waltzed on into camp.
Yeah. So
Yeah, let's go ahead and take our chance here.
Jolene is for sure going to try and take the opportunity to get into the camp.
Yeah,
All
Chet's
right.
gonna do so. Shadow sneaking out of his hiding spot first.
All right. Those of you not shadow sneaking and wanting to make it into camp, go ahead and roll me stealth checks. If any of you do poorly, I'll have people who roll really well cover for you a little bit. This is more of a group effort after all.
Same rolls as before.
In case you need reminder, it's Dex, Survival, Stealth.
Taldarius?
Yep.
I'd like Jet to be watching for anybody to potentially mess up or anything, and be ready to shadow sneak to a different spot to make a noise to distract them, and then shadow sneak back.
All right. In that case, go ahead and roll me Insight Survival Alert to watch out for your fellow teammates. All right. Because I believe that is everyone. That is. Is Azra still staying away?
Yeah, he's a bit worried about making too much noise with his scales.
All right. I will say that you do see that, like, there's a rather large conversation happening, and the rest of the group is making their way in.
They're quieter than me. I got this. Right?
I will say it is nice to have, the guy in the heavy clinking armor, or in this case, scales, not try to stealth with the rest of the group.
Oh, yeah. I was
Listen,
just making sure that he wants to sit out.
Yeah, I have faith in my team. A team.
All right.
Team.
You're making the
Wait.
smart decision. Compared
Unlike
to the many
every
of
other
times
player.
the number of players I've had that are in heavy armor and trying to sneak along with the sneaking people.
As much as they want to be included, it's not a good idea, as I know.
Yep. But I like to check with people. And I will say this isn't like you're trying to, like, move around in the din of night with nothing going on. But, as for Jet, you do notice at one point that, especially due to Jolene's rather distinct coloration, being, a bit of a milky pink blob, which doesn't exactly mesh well with the surrounding white and green as well. There is one point where you do have to cover for her a little bit by shadow sneaking in an opposite direction and making a little bit of noise on the tree before, in order to draw their gazes away from where you see that Jolene was about to pass. But besides that, everyone makes it into the little town of tents with no real problem. You are all inside of Alabaster Gleam's campsite, or whatever you want to call it. What would you like to do?
Let's find all the shinies.
I just realized I was muted this entire time.
Ah.
I want to look for a big bird, because... What's his name? Jeffrey? Jeremy? Georgie?
Greg.
Maybe Jeremy.
Greg!
Or Gregory, yeah, but
Gregory.
there's another one called Jeremy, but Gregory.
Gregory's mom is a bird, so... I want to look for a bigger bird.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I just realized that you guys haven't even... Okay, yeah.
We don't know what evolution is. I just know it would probably be a bigger bird.
Oh no, I was there was something else that I was talking about. Don't worry about it.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my eye out for a bird. Probably not in a robe. Because
All right.
Gregory said what seemed like she was not part of it. I think.
All right. In that case, if you want to keep a lookout for that, our favorite check, Inside Survival Alert.
Dun 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 dun. Wow.
Ooh. Yeah, okay. You don't happen to see any big bird, but you do notice that in one of the larger tents, as you're, skulking throughout the camp trying to locate the person that you are looking for, you do happen to hear a. It's hard to make out the details, but you could swear that there was a hushed conversation happening in one of the tents. It seems fairly bigger and possibly even more important than the others around it. It's not the biggest, as of course the general mess hall pavilion is the largest, but this seems like the largest personal one.
Could I listen in?
You could try. You'd have to get fairly close to the walls for that.
Well, I have learned now from Dart how to get closer without being seen. You hide in a bush. I'd like to try.
All right. Go ahead and roll me a. I guess. Yeah, roll me a stealth check and then another insight. Just really quickly.
Argus is dropping low and like slowly tiptoeing, creeping over.
All right. At the very least, when you're getting closer, you manage to avoid some of the louder debris that's outside the tent. Skillfully and masterfully avoiding the couple of branches that had fallen down and would have snapped if you had stepped on them. A much larger improvement over walking down the road in terms of stealth. As for the conversation you overhear, obviously you're coming in on the middle of it, but you do hear a I don't see why I need to be staying here right now. Yes, the slicing rain is awful, but it should be over by now if you're sending in other people in order to help out those who may be trapped. And interestingly, you don't actually hear a reply, but it seems like the conversation continues on anyways. Well, yes, no, I get that, but well, I'm just worried about everything. Not to mention, there's equipment that I wasn't able to move down into the basement. I need to go check on that, too. Well, yes, I know that Gregory is missing, but you said that you had last seen him after he had left. Oh, now that shouldn't be an issue. Well, yes, there's the quarantine, but it shouldn't be that much of a problem.
Is Argus the only one hearing this? I'm assuming he's the only one that makes it closer.
He's the only one who was explicitly looking out for this. But if you guys want to come in, you guys can.
I mean, Jet's looking around and peeking into a couple of tents and stuff here and there to look, so up to you on when Jet might have come to this tent.
Alright. I don't think it matters too much about when exactly people come in, because well, it seems like this is a curiously one-sided listening in affair anyways.
I'm gonna let our Argus have their bowman first.
Alright.
Mer?
But it seems like
What?
It seems like the conversation is sort of just going in slightly more frustrated circles, where it seems like
Argus?
topics are being retreaded slightly.
Argus is like, slowly backing away, and he's going to go find the others.
All right. In that case, it would be fairly easy to find the rest of your group. After all, they're the only people actively moving around too much right now.
Guys, I found them. I found her. I was right. They're holding her here, and I think the leader is there.
Oh, what are we waiting for?
Do we get to beat him up?
Hold on to that.
But they're keeping her here, and she doesn't want to be here.
Into the tent first.
Can't we just, surprise attack him?
Hold on to the violence, Argus.
Rumble, rumble. Wait, Gregory's with us, right?
You wanted to leave all the extraneous people behind.
True.
Are we sure?
I'm pretty sure that we would have wanted to leave them behind.
Oh no! Oh, sorry. I was saying to Argus to their response.
Oh, okay. I'm
Okay,
like,
sorry.
I don't
sorry.
think
I didn't
Oh,
No. I'm sorry.
I'm
I was
very
in character.
I'm very sure she was talking about her equipment and how Gregory's missing.
Hmm.
And that she was getting frustrated because they weren't letting her go.
You know,
Actually, I have an idea. Let's go to the tent, follow my lead.
Okay, I will say, whatever the leader is, I couldn't hear what he sounded like.
I'm gonna take a page from Bipen's book here. Let's go.
Sneaky sneak.
Fake. No.
There's a lot of branches.
No. Dart's gonna wink. Fake it.
Oh. While you do that, I'll go around to the back of the tent, and if I hear commotion, I'm jumping through it.
Dart's gonna nod at that.
So Argus will go to the back of the tent and be ready to burst through. That is okay, right?
Like you wanna rip through the tent wall?
If I hear commotion, anything bad going on.
All right.
Or yeah,
I just
Dart,
wanted to be clear about what you wanted.
Dart, just shout for me if just shout Argus and Argus will come running.
You want me to come with you, Dart?
Yeah. All of us.
Oh, okay.
In case it wasn't clear, obviously Jet is invited to be in this conversation, considering he went out and wanted to go out and find all of his teammates.
Yeah, I figured.
Same with Jolene.
Yeah,
We would have a two-pronged attack.
Jet's going with. He'll take a position on the side of the tent. And he's going to try and phase in. Not yet, but he's going to try it later, in a moment.
If combat starts.
Yeah.
All right, so who is going with me through the main entrance of the tent?
I guess I will. Unless anyone else wants to join us.
We have Azrith and I'm assuming Amos just on the side, or outside. Argus going around back, Jet just staying by one of the tent sides, and then it's just you, Dart and Vector, and I guess whatever Jolene wants to do.
You know what? Puppy Brigade through the door.
Hello, hello. Testing, testing. My
Hello.
Jolene!
Yes.
mic.
You can hear you now.
Good. Yeah, I was trying to say Jolene's gonna go with Dart and Vector. Er,
Puppy Brigade with the cupcake.
They're bringing the cake. It's a party, don't you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's our snack
Yes.
for later.
Oh god.
Oh lord.
Mhm.
So it's Argus and Azrith sneaking around.
Azrith is not in the camp with us.
Oh yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so it's Argus doing the pincer maneuver, and then
Yes, we are going through
I
the
do
main
like-
tent entrance.
All right. Inside, you see a rather large bird with a, at the very least, like a very large similarity to how Gregory looks. And then you also see one of them in a white robe with purple trim, along with on top of that, even more additional little trimmings. And they look like they are I think the best way to put it is that they are rather small, but they do have a rather distinctive yellow look, with a rather A-shaped head and a long, thick tail, all yellow, with a single brown band around the tail.
Yeah,
The bird looks a little bit like shocked to see you, like, just kind of burst in, and the yellow thing sort of like just tilts its head at you.
Yeah. Dart's just gonna go and it's like, Miss Shimmers, I presume. Gregory's been worried sick for you. We've been looking all over. We're here to take you back.
At this, you don't hear a voice verbally, but you hear it in your mind a bit anyway. And what you hear it say is, I don't recall inviting you to my tent.
Oh, no invitation needed. We're here on guild work.
Well, I'm afraid that currently Oran Grove is under lockdown due to a pandemic. If you want to be useful, you could always go and actually help with some rescue efforts in the town. There's just been a disaster there, you see.
We are
a-
very well aware.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful thing. You see, we actually did manage to rescue the town, and we figured out the cure for this. As our friend Bipen out there is explaining to everyone else.
Oh, I was referring to the slicing rain, not to the pandemic.
Well, yes, but we're dealing with everything right now, so we do need Miss Shimmers here, though.
Well, you see, I'm sure that you think you've found a cure, but I will be the first to tell you that we have the cure to it, and unfortunately, it's a bit of a chronic treatment. but it will clear up eventually. Now, if you want to be useful and show that you're on guild work, I see you have a Starlight badge. Do you happen to have a mission statement with you?
Are you retconning him mentioning Starlight, or?
You have on Starlight badges.
Vector and Dart.
Or
would
did you
not.
actually no? Did you ever? Because I
Actually,
know you took them.
Vector and Dart do not have any period. Jet did specifically take his off.
Okay.
But Jolene is coming in with us, and I don't recall Jolene taking hers off.
Yeah, because I didn't think that all of you had taken them off permanently.
I didn't remember whether I had it on or not, so.
Yours would be on your bag, which I think Shade still has.
No, Shade never took Jolene's bag. Shade has his own bag.
Did we ever pick it
Better
up from
question. If
seller?
it's on her bag, did Jolene hand off her bag when she went to go stealthing?
Because I also remember Shade had her bag to put her in, and I don't know if she ever picked it back up from the seller.
Well, Shade had his own bag that he stuffed Jolene in. But if it doesn't matter, because it does seem like there's some confusion over this, I'll just retcon the whole him mentioning Starlight thing. But he would still be asking for a mission slip if you're claiming you're on official guild business.
But you see, in such an emergency as this, we don't really have the time for paperwork now, do we? We have lives at stake here.
This was not an official mission in terms of us being requisitioned by a customer, by a petitioner. Instead, this is a pro bono job from the guild to come out here and do as we need to.
Oh, well, in that case, you don't need to provide payment details. All you need to do is provide to me your official mission slip. Even during pro bono work, they'll still give out slips so that way everyone knows that the guild members are there legitimately.
Is that also in response to Dart's comment of in time we didn't have time to do the paperwork since it is an emergency?
He has not addressed that. He's focusing more on the whole we're just here to do pro bono work, not here for payment. Because that's the easier target here.
Actually, I think Bipen has it out there. So you could go talk to him about it.
I'm sure he can tell you that in the commotion of the slicing rain, we had more important things to deal with than paperwork for a mission statement.
Oh, I could assure you, the guild runs off of paper.
Well, in times of emergency, I think we can put the paperwork aside.
After all, we do all want to help people here, don't we?
Of course, but I don't see any identification or mission slips or anything of the like to say
Jet's
that you
pulling
are
out his
here to
badge.
deal with.
Do I see any? And as Jet's pulling that out, Dart's gonna be like, "Well, I don't see any on you either, but that's not stopping you from trying to help."
Well, of course, we're experts. We've been here for a while helping with this. If you must know who I am, my name is Baron Saint.
While the conversation's going on, can I like slowly try to like nudge Gregory's like mom just like off to the side, try to kind of slowly nudge her away into the exit?
You could try, but she's kind of sort of like watching this like one would watch like a tennis match, because this is the possibly the weirdest we don't like each other but we're not going to say it and instead we're going to argue semantics argument that she's ever seen, and she's not exactly quite sure how to feel about it.
I'm gonna like
Because
kinda,
on
like,
one hand, yes, that's a legitimate guild badge, but on the other hand, like, you know, these are the people that she's been like, you know, making some tinctures for like weeks.
Yeah, two things real quick. A, it might be a bad idea to try to nudge her with that going on. B, would we know, or maybe specifically Jolene know, if Doc would be a well-known figure, being the guild leader's, I don't know if secretary or personal assistant would be proper term, but was directly helping the guild leader quite often, and, you know, has a lot of medical knowledge.
Okay, so this brings up something where, like, you know, obviously I don't particularly know the details of Doc. Do you mean that she was like the secretary, or are you trying to say that she was like, you know, the personal doctor of the guild master?
That's what I'm needing to ask, like, the group. I can't remember. Did she say what her position was?
She did introduce herself before. I believe that she was the guildmaster's assistant. Or I believe that's the term that was used. But either way,
She just
you
also
know.
happened to be the guild's doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is what I wanted to double check with the group. And then with you, as the storyteller, do you think that because I knew she was important to the guild because of working directly with the guild leader as, you know, their doctor and probably as the doctor in general, would she be well known? Because Jolene has an idea, but I don't know if she would know if Doc would be well known enough for this to
I would say that in terms of name recognition and importance, based on what you're telling me, she would be important enough to name drop, but you're also not entirely sure like what effectiveness this would have, because then you know, there's also the fact of, like, you know, first off, Doc is not actually here. She's back in town proper.
Yes. That is part of what I was planning to do, planning to use here, because Jolene's gonna speak up, as you know, he keeps kind of persisting on the paperwork. Well, darling, in case you need any more proof, Doc is waiting for us back in the town. Well, she's here with us because she was told to come here and help out. Well, I think that as a well-known, in fact, here, she's a doctor. I am trying to learn from her, and we've been trying to figure out what's going on here. She thinks that we got a cure, but she wants to be sure that she has a second opinion too. Would you mind coming with us and verifying the effectiveness?
And she did want us to come find Miss Shimmers here to help with the delivering the treatment.
Well,
I mean,
I would happily
hold on.
invite a prestigious person. Oh, God.
What's up, Vector?
oh no, it's no.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just kind of wondering, like, if would it be possible just to kind of like maybe like whisper her to like maybe like kind of her chance to kind of slip out, maybe. But yeah, yeah, no, it's fine though.
Go for it.
Yeah.
It's into my plan.
Yeah, so
You
that is
can-
partially why I was doing this, to give you a chance to be not as focused on if you start trying to talk. Because trying to keep
Alright.
his attention right now.
And what sort of social stat do you want to use for this?
Wait, for me?
You're trying to, like, convince her to step outside, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to kind of that feeling where it's like the conversation's like this is the time to get her out. So
Yeah. In that case, what social stat do you want to use?
Heck, I, I guess I'll try to.
Use the cute
I don't
stat.
know.
Use the cute stat.
I was about to say, like, I'm gonna try to cutely ask, maybe just whisper, just hey, can you do you mind if I? It's like I think this might be a good time for you to step out. And it's like I don't
In
know.
that case, go ahead and make a cute contest etiquette.
Contest etiquette. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, also, this is a good place to remind everyone, because I know that, the social stats are a bit new, as well as using everything to do with logic and instinct. You do add your instinct score to your tough and your logic to your smart. This is just a reminder for everyone in case there's a social stat check and you're wondering what you want to use. You get to add those two to those stats.
So instinct gets added to tough and logic to smart.
Yep,
And
that is stated book rule.
Does cool, beauty, and cute get anything added to them?
Nope.
That is a dumb rule.
I'm
sorry, it is.
I'm willing to come up with house rules for it. If you want other things to feed into it. I just want to, because, we were trying to go to book rules first before making changes. And, in order to get a feel for how everything works together. Instinct specifically gets added to tough, and logic specifically gets added to smart, and nothing else gets bonuses.
I think it's like that because technically, it could be argued that instinct and tough are just connected.
Yeah. Well, it says it in bolded here under logic. Your logic score will also be added to all your rolls that use the smart attribute. And under instinct, it says your instinct score will be added to all your rolls that use the tough attribute.
Oh yeah, I should have another dot on cool. Because I increased my dexterity. But it is just so weird to me that... Okay, so why would we ever roll
there's
tough or...
Yeah.
Why would we roll anything other than tough and smart when those are the only two that get a bonus to them from something else?
By definition, they also have a higher cap, because let's say you max out your logic, instinct, and you also max out all of your social scores somehow. You quite literally could get up to 20 dice that you roll on a maxed out, tough contest etiquette or something. As opposed to 15 otherwise.
It's so weird.
I did mention this last week, but I just wanted to reiterate it.
Personally, I'd say home rule that doesn't exist. just because it's like, unless we come up with some other bonus to give to the other three, it's just so weird that only two of them get a bonus. Like, yeah, it makes sense that that those would apply, but at the same time, like I said, none of the rest get a bonus.
Yeah. Does anyone? How does everyone else feel about this?
So what's the proposal?
Removing the logic and instinct bonuses to the social attributes, at least until we could manage to find a way to reasonably buff up the rest of the social attributes, so that way it's not only two of them getting a bonus like that.
Could we say as a house rule the skills, fight, survival, contest get applied to the, cool, beauty, cute ones?
Oh, that actually works.
I mean,
Sure. I
wouldn't
see it. Besides,
Contest would be cute, fight would be cool, survival would be beauty.
are we sure? That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Doesn't make as
No.
much sense, but like I see the very easy slots of stuff fitting in there. But
See, I can
Contest
I can,
fits cute, fight
Yes, Colada?
fits cool.
I can logic out beauty and survival because a lot of the time, things that are beautiful, well, aka bright colors, and etc., also tend to be the things that are warning signs for things to say, "Hey, don't eat this. Hey, don't mess with this, because poisonous or venomous, etc." That makes sense. Cool. It could go with fight, simply because in a fight, a lot of the time you can kind of, depending on how you're doing it and the purpose, logic it out that your fighting is cool to the crowd or etc. It's harder to do, but cute and contest makes sense because how are you going to contest something that is cute here? If you have a little cat looking at you with those cute little eyes, it is a contest of will whether you're going to break down and take what it's give it what it wants. So at the very least, there's some logic behind those to some extent.
And then there's just more imbalancing, because you're always going to be increasing fight, survival, contest, and logic and instinct are up to DM's discretion. And really,
You could also
hard to
spend
increase.
XP on.
Yes,
But yeah.
True.
That's the other thing that I was going to bring up is the XP cost imbalance from raising those three versus raising logic and instinct, because as I recall, the logic and instinct are 50 XP per point.
They are. However, you also get them from roleplay. And I will say that, I'm going to be giving out, some additional pretty soon. Just,
at the point at hand, because I don't want to waste the session time arguing about rules, should we just drop the bonus for the moment and discuss that at a later time?
I say just drop.
Yeah, let's drop it.
All right.
That's fair. I agree.
Yep. I am perfectly fine with that. I just wanted to remind everyone what the book rule was on it before we, went ahead and axed it for now. Okay, so you got 2 successes on your roll with a lot of 3s. Wow, that's a lot of 3s. Okay. And Miss Shimmers is gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna rule that you're kind of giving her the look of, hey, I really want to talk, but I also don't want to interrupt this important discussion. And can we go outside really quickly?
Just giving the puppy eyes.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm ruling, the look that you're giving her, and I'm gonna say that she is willing to acquiesce.
Yes.
So Vector does manage to get Miss Shimmers just outside the tent, while the Baron Saint and the rest of the group are kind of arguing.
Oh boy, I've been plotting about what I want to say for the next little bit, so let's go.
Oh, I was gonna make the joke of,
Alright.
okay, we got what we wanted. All right, bye, thanks. We'll come back with that paperwork. Run.
So how does it transpire inside?
All right. As for the inside argument, the latest argument that was used was specifically about the, stating that Doc has the paperwork, and Doc is here to, assist with the whole thing, and in order to prove who you were, you have shown him the Starlight badge. That is the current status of things, correct?
That sounds right.
Yep.
All right. In that case, the moment that Miss Shimmers steps outside, no one closes the tent flap behind them, but it gets zipped back up anyways.
Uh-oh.
And it's sort of like they kind of like turn their heads and look at each of you individually, without saying anything yet, and just going sort of like, what's your move now?
Well, here's time for my probably stupid move. But I'm gonna be a bit bold on this one.
Oh no.
Dart's face is going to kind of turn from the more playful, diplomatic expressions, very friendly, courteous, and kind of take on a very stern, serious look. Like, Baron Saint, stand down. Like, do you know who I am?
Well, I know enough to know that all of you claim to be from Starlight.
I never made such claims. Sure, I was at Starlight, but I'm not a part of that silly town.
Which is why you're traveling and hanging out with people who most certainly are. Gives a direct look at the others.
Do you not think that Meister Gilgamesh wished to lose tabs of some of the stragglers from Starlight?
In that case, give me your codes.
Are you defying the orders of our Meister?
You made such a valiant effort. I would recommend that before you attempt to impersonate members of an organization, maybe attempt to learn about the internal structure a bit first. I'm going to give you this one for free. Gilgamesh is not my Meister.
Dart's just going to sit there with the smug look on his face. Oh no, please go on. I am taking notes.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to monologue. That's why I said I'd give you the one for free.
Dart's gonna pellet shot at his face. Or vague head direction.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll, and then after that, we're rolling initiative.
Okay, just one moment. I just need to.
You all right?
You okay?
I am okay. I'm just like, I'm not used to keeping up that act.
Oh, I was gonna help you lead into it. Was just trying to figure out the best way to go about it.
Everything
The problem
kind of
was
fizzled
with it.
down.
I was just gonna say real quick. The problem with it was that they're actually organized, and like you gave a bit of detail that was wrong, so they felt perfectly comfortable just calling you out.
And at that point, I'm like, you know what? I tried the save. Nope, not gonna fight it. This is done.
Part of me was going to be like, I didn't want to interrupt Dart's flow, but I was gonna be like, yeah, that's what you think, until Gilgamesh took over.
I mean, if you want, if I haven't put off the pellet shot yet, so if you want to like interject with that, I'm not gonna stop you.
I want to know if I'll hear the pellet shot going on.
Oh, well, I just switched to the boss fight music, but let me switch back. Let's see how this goes then. Jet's gonna look over at Dart. Did he not get the memo? Like, his former... Gilgamesh is taking over all of this stuff. This whole region.
Dart's gonna be laughing. It's like, classic communication blunder. Gilgamesh is not gonna be happy with this. This entire operation's been a sham.
I mean, we were assured that it was passed to, what was their name? Gregory?
Dart's just going to continue laughing. I'm kind of wondering how you even became a baron.
Hmm. In that case, given that we're in... Oh, it looks like we're in private. In that case, what is the mission? You claim it's all been such a mess and a sham. You should be capable of telling me what it is that, the goal was.
I'd rather hear it from you, because I would love to hear your side of things before I put it on my report.
Hmm. You see, the problem with your demand is that I'm the only one who's a confirmed and ranking member. You have yet to provide any sort of identification code. You have yet to actually tell me anything of substance. And in order to get in, you claim to be members of Starlight with that little badge of yours. Oh no, it's not you that needs proof right now, it's me.
You see, we weren't given the orders that you are under for the simple fact that if we were to be captured along our way here, we wouldn't be able to divulge what we don't know.
Oh, then you're criticizing an operation you know nothing about.
We're criticizing your performance because that's what we were told to do. We're just here as hitmen.
Well, you see, the problem is that, well, your story just still isn't adding up. Now, I know that Gilgamesh is quite the power-hungry sort. But, well, I don't mind airing a little bit of dirty laundry when I say that this wouldn't be the first time that he's attempted it. And he's been disciplined in the past because of it. So now you're trying to claim that not only was he successful this time, but that he's also escaped any sort of punishment, and he has faced no reprimands, and you don't have identification codes, and you don't know what the operation is.
Last time he didn't have us.
Oh yes, because you're such crack team individuals.
Real quick, I wanted to ask the group, has there been any point in which we might have, before Talderius became the storyteller and joined the group, that we might have heard any of the Gleam, the times we've, interacted with them, talking about the codes? Because
Not from my knowledge, because I came in when they were introduced, and
yeah, that's why I wanted to ask, because I was kind of tempted to do some bullshit, but I wanted to make sure whether there was anything to base it off of first.
Literally, this entire farce is me basing it off of the knowledge that Alcide gave us back in episode 10 at the house, where he talked about the Meister Baron structure of the guild, including the Grand Meister. This entire
it's all bullshit.
It's all bullshit, but we're just buying time for Vector to kind of get some distance. Please tell me you're getting some distance behind there.
I am. Oh, yeah. I'm just like, what's yeah. I'm sorry, but I'll let you finish this part. Your part here.
I just want to know how far away you're getting before Dart decides to actually provide some quote unquote ID from his mouth.
Thing is, I don't think we would even be able to tell in character, though.
Oh, definitely not. I'm just kind of trying to buy as much time as possible.
Right now, we're just carrying on this conversation until we feel like there is no possible chance for us to possibly continue, and that's when he strikes.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to ask, is there any role I could do to try and piece together the bits of knowledge that we do have to make a bullshit code? Because that is kind of what's going through Jolene's head, is just thinking on everything.
In that case, make a... I'm going to ask for a pair of checks from you.
Okay.
Insight Survival Alert, and then Insight Contest Perform.
Okay. Insight Survival Alert. Okay. And you said Insight Contest Perform?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess that. Oh,
All right. As for the insight that you're gleaming, in terms of the organizational structure and what you know and what hints have been dropped in this conversation, it appears like the purple and red trim difference is probably more than just a difference in terms of team. In fact, it seems like they are independently run, based on the whole wanting codes, after it being mentioned that you're from Gilgamesh, who you know for a fact is a Meister, and by the organization structure, should lean into the fact that they should have a rather significant amount of authority, and the fact that Baron Saint here has said that Gilgamesh is not his Meister. In terms of piecing together a usable identification code, well, quite simply, you've got almost nothing that you couldn't just, like, you'd just be shooting a shot in the dark. You have no idea what sort of organizational codes they might use, especially if they are independent, at the very least, independent branches.
Okay. That actually gives me a very good idea of what I want to do, because being able to put that together makes me think. Jolene's going to kind of clear her throat and, well, they do the sound that would be the equivalent, because, milk blob, and say, darling, darling, I think you're trying to pull the wool over our eyes. Obviously, everything is run independently, and you wouldn't have had a way to know our codes. After all, with Meister Gilgamesh being not here to tell you, how would you have got that? Now, you seem like the intelligent type, but I don't think you could easily figure out the codes without being in contact.
Every time with you. So close yet so far. I really shouldn't be doing this, but I'll give you another one for free. Because we're independently run, the overall structure is given codes for interbranch working. You see, I wouldn't have needed to talk to Gilgamesh in order to get the codes. No, there are codes to be used for when people of a certain rank in the Alabaster Gleam are working with a different branch. And you don't have them.
And with that, there is a thing was wanting to do. Oh, but Dart probably would be able to do his thing at the same time, or before.
Dart is just internally just feeling that pellet shot just like start to rise to the back of his throat, just being like, "Yep, this is going to turn very quickly." And he just has that one quip he wants to get off before initiating combat, but he's like holding back because obviously you guys are buying time.
Can I? Oh,
Go ahead, Vector.
can I ask like how far I'm actually kind of making it during this whole conversation? Because I don't know if that was clear.
Yeah. I was under the impression that you were gonna be attempting to boot scoot it out of there.
Is there any kind of roleplay you wanted to have with like Shimmers during that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm also kind of looking at the clock here, so
All right. I guess the bigger question would be, were the people waiting outside going to be going with Vector and Miss Simmers, or are they going to be staying behind to watch out for the rest of the group?
That is a very good question. Depending on what is told to Azareth.
Yep. I'm also talking about Argus, who I believe was waiting outside one of the tent walls.
I was at the back of the tent. I didn't think I'd see them.
Well, yeah, but
I'm still waiting to jump in when I hear, a call for help or something. An attack go off. I don't think I would have noticed Vector and them leaving because I'm opposite side of the tent.
Alright. By the way, I'm sure it's been very fun hearing, them attempt to, BS the Baron. And you only are getting one side of the conversation the entire time. So you have no clue how it's going.
Yeah, that's been fun.
You probably figure out, yeah, this is going south.
Yep. This is either going really good or really bad.
Methinks bad.
Well, okay, Zim, Colada, do you have anything else that you were going to say to buy time?
No, but you probably would get your quip off and do your thing probably around the same time, because Jolene is thinking very similar to what you're thinking with your pellet shot.
Because basically my plan is that I have a quip that I want to do before initiating an attack, which might not be the worst way to end a session, but I also want to make sure everyone else has their thing first before I do that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm good.
I mean, if there's anything you want to do, Abby,
like I said, it's kind of close to time, so
okay. Well, Dart's gonna say, "Look, sorry for the trouble. I have your command codes right here," and he's going to fire off a pellet shot.
All right. Given that at this point, he had already kind of done the whole, I'm calling you out on this. This wouldn't exactly be as unexpected as it was, just cold in the middle of the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna still fire it off anyway because I want to.
Yeah. Would it also be possible for Jolene to also simultaneously be doing what she was planning?
This would be an initiative check at this point.
Okay, because she wanted to say something before doing an attack, but I don't know if she could get that out at the same time and then initiative happen.
All right. And again, we were going back to the book, by the book rules for everything. The book. Yep. So for initiative, what we're going to do is we still do the whole roll a d6.
Should we say that for next week?
Rules.
And yeah, it's
yeah, I guess we could. But there is a thing that matters for this if you're firing off if you want to do the pellet shot thing. But yeah, we could save this for next week.
So, Pokerole tomorrow?
No.
No.
It is technically next week.
Unfortunately, I have a different. That is technically next week, yes, but unfortunately, I have another session I have to run tomorrow of a different game.
I'm sad.
I hope we actually get to have it.
We will.
Let's do our wrap up.
All right. In that case, we're just going to go ahead and start at the top of the list, which obviously Amos is not here, so it would be Argus to kick it off. Like, dislike, and burning thought or idea.
I loved riding on Bipen, and I want to ride him back to Starlight.
I don't think you can convince him to go fast back to Starlight.
You sure? I want him to go fast back to Starlight.
Oh.
I don't know if he has strength for that. He might, but
Something I didn't like, ending it right here, right before combat. You jerks.
Look, I as
I
much
am
as
not in
Hey,
control
Kim.
of people wanting to cliffhanger.
Can,
I know. Still makes me sad.
Also, it's something you think could be improved.
Oh, not stopping right here.
No, I mean I do phrase it like dislike because it's important to know. First of all, like obviously, if you think it's something to improve, that's something that you can phrase it that way. But I do also legitimately want and need to know if you guys are disliking something.
Yeah.
Fair.
And then
I know that there's stigma around it, but I am serious about wanting to know if you guys dislike something. Again, I am Mr. Open Communication, man. I need to know if you guys don't like it.
And then burning thought or idea. Our group is split into 3. What is
Yes, it
going
is.
on? And how are we going to survive this?
Well, it's okay.
Look, all I'm gonna
Jet's
say
already
is,
dead.
yeah. There's always the opportunity of the meme of where it just goes run and then it starts playing the music.
I don't know that meme.
Oh, you don't know the run meme?
Nope.
I'm sorry to kind of cut this here, but like I really do need to get to sleep soon. So
Yeah, okay. Moving on. I'm just gonna skip to the end for now, and then we'll circle back. Abby, because I want you to be able to go to sleep if you need to get to sleep.
yeah, I really liked the like how we're kind of like getting to the camp and everything like that. Sorry, like again, something I didn't like. Kind of, I guess it was just kind of in the end, it just a little bit on the one-sided on that whole conversation. I know it was kind of the moment for you guys, but yeah, it just kind of felt a little bit too heavy on one side, but yeah, and running thought idea is just more or less how things are just gonna be going down.
All right. Thank you for the feedback, Abby. You can go to bed if you need to right now.
Yeah, sorry, I'm gonna head out, so you'll have a good night.
Good night.
Okay.
You get a good rest. All right. Circling back. RZ.
What did I like? We generally had a lot of fun doing this. I noticed that everyone enjoyed Bipen's Chugga Chugga Choo Choo. He's plowed on through. And Sato definitely had fun with his line. Things seem to be moving along very well. There's nothing convoluted about it. Something to be improved on. I can't find anything. I
Alright.
can't. Burning thought or idea. If we had the proper codes, would we have been able to shut down this entire operation here and now?
Possibly, but that requires information that you don't have.
True. We just do it through New Game Plus.
Yeah, on New Game Plus, you'll know.
Yeah.
And look, all you need to do is, we just need to convert over to Vampire the Masquerade.
Wait, what?
Oh, do you not know about the different Vampire the Masquerade clans?
No. I know nothing about it.
So there's especially in Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines, there's something called Malkavians, who are people who are unfortunately mentally insane, but they also have the gift of foresight, and they also kind of sort of know that they're fake, but not really. And in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, if you play as a Malkavian, you're able to... It's effectively a New Game Plus mode where you get to reference everything that happens in the future in the game, even though it hasn't happened yet. So, like, you can use codes you haven't found yet and haven't been told yet, for example.
Wow.
You know, you just have to play a bunch of Malkavians. Surely that would go well.
Yeah, great for fortune tellers.
Yeah. They're also known as Cassandras.
What?
Like the seer, the one who was able to see the future but was cursed to have no one believe them.
Oh.
Because they're also clinically, literally as a part of their curse, they're insane. You have no way of knowing that if what a Malkavian is saying is prophecy or if it's rambling madness.
Ah.
So they're also called Cassandras.
Okay. I believe you.
You know, back on track. Seda. Sorry, I just get too distracted by nerd talk.
Fair enough. I really like just these character interactions we had. Like Bipen kind of was a very fun surprise, and I really liked the knowledge drops that we had tonight. Like I think we kind of have elevated a couple of like these side stories along and have gotten some breadcrumbs on the overall happenings of the world. What I didn't like, I still feel like we're kind of struggling to get up to speed because I think at times we're spending too much focus on certain scenes. Like I know, for example, you know, RZ stepped back, but after RZ stepped back, RZ did nothing. And
yeah,
once Vector stepped outside, Vector basically did nothing. And I don't know how the other players feel, but personally, I don't mind, you know, a conversation kind of being stopped in a middle point for a little bit of drama, but also getting some of the other players who are out of that scene a time to speak their bit as well. Because it can be very easy for us to kind of like pigeon down a whole scene and like try to play it all the way through, but then, you know, we had a good, you know, 10 minutes of conversation there, but nothing on what was happening with Vector and Miss Shimmers, which I think would have been very, very poignant for just the understanding of what's happening. And we are running just a touch late, but because I know, like, you know, obviously, like, you know, Warren's sick, and like you know, Abby works, you know, tomorrow at a reasonably early time, so he needs to get to sleep. So
yeah,
I personally would like to see just a bit more like scene switching, just so people who have like stepped out of that scene aren't staying put for, you know, 20-30 minutes. At least give them the opportunity to say, like, okay, I'm just going to do this, and even if it's 30 seconds, they have their opportunity to say something.
Yeah. I will say part of that is just because the past couple of weeks we kind of got like a little bit stuck down in the weeds when we would normally be starting. And so, like, you know, we spent like an hour and a half working on other things instead of just starting session.
Mm.
Which I'm not going to claim to be blameless in, but I will say that that does factor in because I plan out things as if it's going to go the whole time, and then, like, you know, there would have been... Because the plan was to, like, you know, I figured that you would do something similar to this. And so I had made plans about it, and I went, like, you know, you get to have the conversation, and once combat starts, it would, in case there's people not actually there, it would cut away to them. In order to, like, you know, lampshade the situation, but then it ended up being too late, and it was kind of, you know, a little bit late, and we just kind of had to end instead.
Yeah. As for my burning thought or idea, honestly, a lot of burning thoughts right now, because I kind of want to know more about MD Industries, like what makes their contraption so dangerous. And definitely a question I'm going to be asking more of, back at Starlight. And I'm now kind of wondering about the proper MO. Like, Baron Saint knows what their orders are, but obviously we have not been privy to that just yet. So how much of a thorn have been put into those plans? So there's a lot of stuff I'm curious on.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad
I'm really trying to like tie everything together, but like, there's only so much screen time to do it, and only so much reasonable exposition I can do before it turns into, okay, let's just have a session where I do a bunch of exposition at you.
I think you did well. We got a little bit of exposition during the walking, and that was enough for us, I think.
I just realized something, and I'm so stupid.
Huh?
Well, Argus wouldn't know it. The sneak attack's not gonna work. It's an executor. They've got a head on their tail.
Wait, it's an wait, no, it's actually no.
No, it's
that's
not a Alolan, it's regular.
Like it's
No, it's
not.
not.
I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, I'll just give you a bit of a hint. Did you know that Abras are actually like 3 feet tall?
Holy fuck!
Oh,
Thinking
I
Abra.
heard 3 heads.
No.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, how did you get executor out of the description?
Yeah.
No,
I
like
heard
people think that
there were
Abras are
3
tiny,
heads.
but it's bigger than all of you. Literally, all of you are shorter than this Abra.
Okay, well, at least Nabra, not something like a cadaver at Alexander. That'd be brutal.
See, I heard 3 yellow heads and then something about a tail, and I was thinking, wait, 3 heads and a head on the tail. Executor!
Yeah, no. Now, before you dismiss Baron Saint because he is not evolved, please remember that Tiny exists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
please do
dealt
not
with an
put evolution into everything.
We've dealt with an Abra before, too.
I'm not considering that. I'm more considering, I am ghost type. I might actually be useful.
I don't have a biting type move. I am not useful.
So anyways, I guess it's my turn.
Yep,
Sorry.
it would be.
Alright, something I liked. Ending right before this combat.
Alright, so we have 1 for the cliffhanger and 1 against it. Let's go.
Something to improve. I actually think things were really good this session. I really don't have anything to say on that. I think it went better. I mean,
I like how you put no qualifiers on that. You just said it might have went better.
huh? No,
You said it might have went better. You never put any qualifiers.
No. Okay, well, what I meant by that was it went better.
Okay.
Just plain.
You put no qualifiers, so I'm like, okay, wait, what?
No, it went better than last week. And then burning idea thought thing. Is Jet going to be joined in his death?
We're all gonna be ghost types.
Will Jet actually have friends?
When everyone's a ghost type, no one is.
See how it is? We weren't friends already.
Well, you
Yeah,
see, when you
I'm
don't
into it.
exist, you need to have friends that also don't exist. All right, moving on to our next party member, which would be Lyndon.
Yep. Yep. So, I, like everybody else, it seems, loved the Bipen ride. I also enjoyed the amount of general bullshitting we were able to do in that conversation. Like, that was just fun, having someone to just continuously bullshit with, to just as a distractionary measure. That was just fun because hearing all the stuff that people were coming up with was kind of hilarious. Something that couldn't be improved. I also have to agree with the kind of like focusing on one thing being too long scene wise, and feel like we should probably do scene hopping maybe a little more, because it did feel like Azareth and Vector didn't get much spotlight during that stint, just because one was not there and then the other kind of was trying to get the major NPC to kind of scoop boot and boogie. So, but though I also understand that it's just sometimes that happens. So just a matter of finding the right way to balance it, so that it doesn't seem too jarring for like the audience or anything. And burning thought or idea: do we stand a chance? Because Jolene wants to beat a motherfucker.
On one hand, you have the numbers. On the other hand, you have absolutely no idea how strong a Baron is.
Yeah,
in terms of like actual combat ability. All you know is that Tiny has punted you around and he's Baron rank.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's why my burning thought here is: do we stand a chance? Because
it's like, canonically, I've not fired the pellet shot yet, so I have a week to decide if I'm actually going to fire it at them or like fire a home intent.
Yeah, you have a week to decide if you want to fuck around and possibly find out.
So we can spend that week planning.
Basically,
you can, yes.
Yeah.
Feel free in case you want to like ask any additional questions. Obviously, no metagaming about it, but if you want to ask me any additional questions about it, just shoot me a message.
Yeah. And I will say part 2 of my burning thought was, if Dart hadn't been thinking of pellet shotting and I just went with what I was going to do, which is a little draining kiss, how badly would how much would that differ from each thing? Would I instantly get wrecked, or would there be a chance? Because I feel like whoever hits him first, probably the first target for the smushing. Which I also need to remember the little phrase that Jolene was going to say for next time too. Because she was going to also, just like you were thinking of doing, have a little quip and then attack. Hers was just going to be her saying, "Well, darling, let me give you a little thank you for this conversation," and then just mwah, just sudden draining kiss.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that better.
I mean, we could go with that, because even if you don't attack, she probably is, because she just really wants to mess this guy up. And even if she has to be a distraction and have everyone else disappear, that is probably her big intent here. She wants to do as much damage to this guy as she can, because she knows he's one of the ones in charge to some extent.
Mm-hmm. I will say that I had a lot of fun running for you guys this week, especially that, I got to show off a little bit of the frantic work I did in order to tie as much of this shit together as I could.
I think you did a good job.
Yeah.
Not to toot my own horn, but I think frantically putting together a bunch of world-building lore and tying it together in big and small ways might possibly be a bit of a specialty.
I really liked it.
It mayhaps be the thing that I'm probably best at. Oh yeah, also, I will just warn you, because I know Zim knows this, but I know that you guys wouldn't particularly. I absolutely love sprinkling in the tiniest, most mundane details and Chekhov gunning it.
Oh no. That means anything he says will be used at some point. Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So
the vines holding the
but,
church
like-
together will collapse.
No, but the reason I just want to point it out is because, just so you know that, even if I'm just mentioning what seems like a cool, innocuous detail, it may end up coming up again later, as Zim could probably attest.
Yeah, like a random brooch that just seemed to be a part of some treasure that, thankfully, the twins were the ones that grabbed it, because anyone else in the party who grabbed it probably would have sold it. But the twins, they like their shinies.
There was another one that you guys didn't even particularly find, or maybe even think about. But it was also a hint on how to better find out which one was the prince's dead mom, because of the whole she hated being left-handed thing, and the skeletons were missing their dominant hand, and obviously there was a lot less left-handed ones.
Huh?
A werewolf assassin took dominant arm of victims in order to use as proof.
Huh?
Yeah, and I specifically threw in that detail to help the party figure out which skeleton would be the prince's mom, because it would narrow it down from a rather large quantity of victims to a rather small amount. And no one even really mentioned it, but that was in fact a planned detail in order to help the party identify things if they felt like looking into it. So when I say that, the smallest and most innocuous details can and will be Chekhov gunned. It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Astral Dragon Rain cannot compute right this time. I'm dying. What the hell?
Look,
Alright.
It's fine. I'm just pointing out, expect things that are mentioned to be brought up later.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up. At least I think... Did you get through all your stuff, Jolene?
Yep.
Okay.
Did Taldarius have his bit on what liked in like Burning Thought?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Oh.
Or at least what his plans were.
Yeah, I sort of skipped over the didn't like, because it's just something that I'm gonna personally work on.
All right.
But yeah, yep, go ahead.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today for Starlight New Dawn Pokerole. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that allows this channel to continue to happen and these streams to continue to be brought to you all. I cannot do this without your guys' help and support, whether it is financially or just with your time. consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. However, you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, checking out all the wonderful beings that joined me on this campaign. They are linked down in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining. Do consider grabbing
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
Mokar Huskoon just subscribed.
And here's a last moment resub. Thank you, Mocha. Thank you. Or not resub, new sub. Thank you. But yeah, thank you for joining, everybody, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Rockruff.
Potato.
I can't play the rockruff noise in this call.